Okay, we're looking at mixed exercise 8 from the first year core textbook. So we're on binomial expansion, and question 10 is an exam question. So you are given the binomial formula, and let's get my notebook up. Okay, so you are given this on the formula sheet. Obviously, you still need to be very familiar with it and know how to use it. So we are expanding 3 plus 10x to the power of 4. So A is 3, B is 10x, and N is 4. And yeah, so they're asking us to expand the whole thing. So my first term is going to be the constant. So that's going to be 3 to the power of 4. That's A to the power of N. Then it'll be 4 choose 1. The power of 3 will reduce by 1. And we'll get 10x, and that is 10x to the power of 1. Obviously, you don't need to bother writing that. So then it'll be 4 choose 2. The power of 3 will reduce by 1. The power of 10x will increase by 1. Then it'll be 4 choose 3. The power of 3 will reduce by 1. So obviously that is just 3, but I'm still going to write the 1 just to continue the pattern. The power of 10x will increase by 1. And then 4 choose 4. 3 to the power of 0. 10x to the power of 4. Right. So you absolutely don't have to write the power of 1 there, or even anything there, because obviously 3 to the power of 0 is going to be 1. But I've written them just so we can have a look quickly at a couple of the patterns. So on any individual term, those powers should all add up to that power there. So, for example, I didn't bother writing 10x to the power, oh, sorry, it's not power of 0, that's why, 10x to the power of 1, so that is just 10x. Okay, the other thing is this is just 1, so we don't bother writing, so there actually is a coefficient there of 4 choose 0, but that for anything choose 0 is going to be 1, so that's why they haven't even got it on the general formula. Okay, so let's just start to simplify that down. Okay, so my constant term is just 3 to the power of 4. So that's nice and easy. So that's 81. Haven't got any negatives to worry about, which is good. So my x term is going to be 4 choose 1, which is just 4, times 3 cubed times 10. So I get that as 1080. My x squared term is going to be 4 choose 2 times 3 squared times, and then just be really careful that 10 is getting squared as well. And those brackets are essential there. So I get that's 5,400 x squared. My x cubed term, so now I'm looking there. So that's going to be 4 choose 3, which is just 4, times 3 to the power of 1, which is just 3, times 10 cubed. So I get that as 12,000 x cubed. And then the x to the power of 4 term, well, 4 choose 4 is 1, 3 to the power of 0 is 1, so that is just going to be 10 to the power of 4, and then x to the power of 4. Okay, let's just double check that, 81, got the right number of zeros. Yeah, I think we're okay so far. Okay, yeah, they've been quite nice in the question because they've said give each coefficient as an integer. So if somehow we'd ended up with a fraction somewhere, we'd know we'd gone wrong. Okay, and then we've seen this come up a few times already, this type of question. So they then get you to do an approximation. So we've worked out, that's the expansion we've done, and they want us to use that to approximate 1003 to the power of 4. So these questions are only going to work if those powers are the same, and if those powers are the same, then I can just get rid of them from each side. So if I minus 3 from each side, and then divide by 10, I'm going to use x is 100. Yeah, that does work. Okay, so then basically I then need to just substitute x is 100 in to my expansion. So I'm going to substitute x is 100 into each of those. We just want to show a stage of working. I'm going to put it into my calculator, but just to show a stage of working. Let's move it up a bit. So it's going to be 81 plus 1080 times x plus 5400 times x squared. plus 12,000 times x cubed plus 10,000 times x to the power of 4. Okay, so obviously we could do that without a calculator. It's not tricky multiplying by 100, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put that into my calculator. So 1080 times 100 plus 5400 times 100 squared plus 12,000 times 100 cubed. I'll check in a second I've typed this in correctly. Okay, so I am getting that to be, yeah, well, we would expect it to be something pretty big, which is what I am getting. So I'll write it in standard form, and then I'll check what it said about rounding. Miss any digits out. Okay, so that's what I'm getting on my calculator. But the first thing I'm going to do, before I worry about rewriting that, is I'm actually going to stick that into my calculator. So 1003 to the power of 4. Yeah, so that is giving me not exactly the same. In fact, no, it is. Well, yeah, so it's giving me the same number to the amount of significant figures I can see on the screen. So that convinces me that we are correct. State the value of x we have used. That. So I think we've already done that clearly. Yeah. So we used x as 100. Standard is 3 significant figures. There's no problem with giving it in standard form. So if I was giving it 3 significant figures, I would write it like that. If I wanted to give it, so 3 significant figures, and to give it long form. Yeah, I think that would be okay. Let's check what they've gone for. Okay, so so you do want to write the full answer out just because it shows that you've done the right method, but we did have that. We just have it in standard